Good morning and welcome back to Little Drops of Wonderful, my channel all about knitting and crochet and yarn and all of that lovely stuff. And this is going to be a vlog about a weekend filled with those things because we are off to the East Anglia Yarn Festival this weekend at the Norfolk Showground. We live in Kent, so it's about a 2-hour drive, and we're currently at the petrol garage where Dan, my husband, is just, I don't know if you can see him, is just filling up the car with petrol. And I have a bit of a mission. I really don't need more yarn, although I'm very tempted to get a sweater's quantity from James Makes Yarn. I don't need more yarn, but I might get a sweater's quantity. But I'm going to try and not buy yarn, but I do have a plan of action. No, not a plan of action. I've written down stuff that I want to aim for. So there is going to be a vendor there that I can't remember the name of because I didn't write it down, who sells beginner kits for macrame, and in particular she's got some for macrame bracelets, so I want to go and find that. I don't think there are any punch needle vendors there this year. There were a couple last year. I would quite like to get some more fabric for punch needles so I can continue to have a go with that. There's also a bit of a mission by the organisers to find some badges. There are 4 badges you can collect that are related to their new folk yarn range, and if you get all 4 you get a big badge, so I'm quite tempted to have a go at that. I want to find quite a few people. Ellie's going from Craft House Magic, my friend Ali's going, I'm definitely going to go and see my friend Emma at Eldenwood Craft, my friend Sarah, One Daisy, Stitched by Mrs D is going to be there, Lorraine, Lollyball, who we once bumped into in a lavender field,
yeah. And me!
And Dan is here. My friend Kate and Dominique from What Is the Answer is going to be there as well. And I'm pretty sure there's loads more that I haven't even mentioned. And of course, all the lovely vendors. So it's going to be, and we're going for the whole weekend. We're staying overnight. So we've got to have a hotel breakfast. We're going to go out for dinner with a load of people tonight. And my mum's at home with the kids.
What a Mother's Day present you've given her.
Yeah.
Kids all day.
Well, Lilia's working and she doesn't really need looking after, but Phoebe's only 13, so. And also my mum will be chief taxi driver as well.
Gran cabs this weekend, not dad cabs.
Granny cabs. Just stopped at the services because Dan and his man bladder need to go to the toilet, and I thought I'd just tell you the 2 projects that I've brought with me. So what I've been working on in the car is my weekender blanket, my Hexies. It's a pattern by Sandra Paul that you would have seen on my last podcast. Yeah, so I've got the blanket club from Green Lambkin Yarn, and this is one of the February ones. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. It's so bright, so hopefully you can see that lovely peachy orangey pink. I love it. So that's my first hexagon that I've been working on as we've been driving. But to take into the show, not that I ever find I do a lot of knitting or crochet at a show because I'm too busy chatting, but this is a bit too big to have in my bag, so I've got a sock project in here. And I have bought my drippity drop socks that I'm making out of Ballroom Bliss by Green Lambkin Yarn also. I didn't actually do that on purpose, take 2 Green Lambkin Yarn projects, but there you go. And this is one of my Strictly socks, well overdue. I'm making the drippity drop socks by Kay Jones. I love this texture pattern so much. Got my glitter ball. Oh, it's glittering rather nicely in the sunshine. So I'm going to be working on those if I'm sitting and chatting, but I need to remind myself of the stitch pattern. And yeah, we're about halfway there. Well, over halfway really. We've got about 50 minutes to go. So I'm going to break out the Diet Coke. I feel like it's time for caffeine for the next part of the journey. Here's Dan back. I'm just chatting to everyone.
Hello everyone.
Did you want your coat?
In a minute, yes. Thank you.
I'll put it there then, yeah? Do you want any more minstrels?
Not right now.
No, I'll put them in the cool bag. In we go, and the first stop had to be Pixie Yarns, as Sophie, the dyer, won a prize in the cosy winter blanket along that I ran at the beginning of the year. So I wanted to give her the prize in person. And this is the beautiful blanket that she knit for the make along with her own gorgeous yarn. I've never caught Eden Cottage yarns at a show before. They're down from Yorkshire and have a beautiful range of muted colours, and I was quite taken with their little box of Yarnlings. Watch to the end to find out if I end up getting some. You know that I do. The Wool Kitchen is Helen, and she is based in East London, and her store is just a gorgeous bright range of neon-y happiness. I love neon. We then went to the Curated Yarn Company, which is lovely Stevie from Brighton, and it was my first squish of the special hand-dyed folk yarn to earn my first badge on the treasure hunt. And Dan got into the action too. So here I am looking at some of her new luxe bases with alpaca, silk and cashmere, and she's also got a 50-50 silk merino one, which I just loved this one. This is Baby Llama. It was as soft as a soft and silky cloud made of soft things. Now, for this next bit, when I'm chatting to Stevie, I had to mess around with the sound a bit because Dan was talking so loudly behind the camera. So I have also written in captions. So if you click on the closed captions button on the video, it will pop up, and that might help you to follow along a bit better. We're at the Curated Yarn Company. We've been having a lovely chat about Llama's first haircut.
Llama's first haircut, yeah. So our baby llama is the softest the llama's ever going to be. So we have it on some super soft, beautiful things, not on the website yet. So when you go on the website, if you sign up to the newsletter, you'll be the first ones to know. So we have it on some super soft colours, but it's basically, a llama's first haircut. It's so unbelievably soft.
It is unbelievably soft. I was saying that I have a problem with alpaca. It makes prickly, and that's...
No, there's none of it because it doesn't have the guard hair in it. It's just the softest it's ever going to be. And we've got some new luxe bases that aren't on the website, which will be coming really soon too.
Yeah, and you would have seen those in the video.
Yes, they're in the video, of course. Yeah. I always say to Ali, please come and sit my cat.
Oh, so lovely. I love your jumper.
Thank you. So it's the Casa Pinka Graphica.
Yeah.
And my lovely sample knitter Eleanor has made it out of our DK. So it's Rebel Girl. I don't have any vellum, which is our other colourway that it's in, but I've got a speckle that's got the same base. So it's these sort of two colours.
That's lovely.
And I think it was like 3 skeins of this one and 1 skein of this one. So it's quite economical too. So I think it's a 42 bust, the one I'm wearing. But it's so cool, and the colour work is so fun. I wish I'd had time to knit it myself, because it's so lovely.
Aww. Thank you for introducing us.
No, that's all right. It's lovely to see you all.
I will link everything underneath.
Yes, please. At
Emma's store, wearing Emma's yarn. With Emma.
No, I'm not Emma.
And Dan. Yeah, Dan's definitely not Emma. Emma's much more talented at making bags. So this is Eldenwood Craft, who is my lovely friend Emma, and this is her first ever show, but she has been making and selling her incredibly high quality bags for many years and has a very successful online business. She also dyes yarn and makes stitch markers, and she has a lovely knitting podcast, and I will of course link all her places in the description box underneath, and I highly recommend that you visit her shop. That's really sad. But we got Ellie instead. The Fibre Fox is Georgie and Ben from Lincolnshire. They have got some gorgeous yarn, and I was really taken with their Advent yarns that I saw on Laura Penrose's Vlogmas last Christmas. And it was an opportunity to squeeze their folk yarn and get the second badge in the treasure hunt. They also sell accessories and handmade bags and so on. We're not doing very well at actually seeing yarn because we keep talking to people,
Yes.
especially Dan. So, but I've got 2 badges so far in the treasure hunt, and I'm going to find another one.
Yeah.
The crafty bird, famous for her pom-poms, but also for her beautiful hand-dyed yarn. It's always an absolute delight to visit her stall. And this is where we got our 3rd badge in the treasure hunt, but I forgot to film that. We then went on to Castleview Yarns, who is Jen from Suffolk. Again, beautiful hand-dyed yarn, and this was our 4th and final badge in the treasure hunt.
I will.
I found Dominique, one half of the What is the Answer podcast.
Good afternoon.
And it's the first time we met in person.
I was going to say, this is the first time we've met in person.
Oh.
We saw each other across the
We
aisle.
spotted each other.
Yeah.
From the Castleview Yarn stall.
Yeah. Very nice. I've not bought anything yet.
Nor have I.
Haven't you?
No, I haven't bought anything. I've got my 4 treasure hunt badges. But
I've not got anything yet. We've only
Is-
just got here, so
is your top in What is the Answer yarn?
this is in jade. I was going to say, don't test me. Yeah, this is in jade. It's the Caser top by This Bird Knits.
Well done. Right on the spot.
Yes, that was. I've not even remembered that. I've only finished it in the last couple of weeks. That's why it's fresh in my mind.
Marie and Dominique film all of their podcasts live, so that's why you're good at it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
you
why
can-
we can just make it up.
Yeah.
yeah, we do. But it's been very, very nice
Yeah.
catching up in person.
And now we're going to go and get some chips.
Yeah. Yes. Chips. Fran gets excited.
Yeah. The chips. I've been very brave and come to the podcast to meet up. And Helen is here. Keep going. Keep going. We pretend. Coming back.
We have Norma as well.
We have Norma.
The East Anglia mascot.
Yeah. And Helen has the Giddy Yarns podcast. And I haven't even visited your stall yet.
No, I've not seen you since you've been here. You're busy.
Yeah, very busy.
Very busy today, which is good. We wanted to be busy.
I'm here tomorrow as well, though.
Are you?
Yeah, so
I'll be quieter. You get more chance to
have a
wander.
browse.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
is it going well over at Giddy Knits?
It is.
Good.
Yes. I've got Norma.
So, still at the podcaster meetup, I'm with Becky of Becky Knits podcast. But they also have their Becky Mundy artist. Yeah, I should just let you do it.
Yeah, I'm here with my lino prints.
Yeah.
My artwork.
I haven't actually filmed it yet, but I will so that you can see it, and I'll link everyone underneath as well, and your podcast. Yeah. And then on the other side, I've got Maddy from the house of Langford. Yes, house. I don't,
Currently, only about half-hour drive from you.
Yeah, across the bridge.
But not for much longer.
Now you're going to one of the best places on earth.
I'm going to Glasgow.
Yeah. Where my dad was born in Glasgow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he lived in Edinburgh. I think this is not relevant.
But it's a nice fact.
He didn't like knitting.
No.
So House of Langford podcast.
And I've already offered up my spare room.
I don't know who this
She's
is.
eating a brownie, whoever she is.
This is, of course, Sophie of the Spring Snowflake podcast. Sophie Herden Designs.
No, Spring Snowflake Designs.
Spring Snowflake Designs. And
Woolly Wire.
And
Woolly
Wire.
Wire.
I'm teaching as well as podcasting.
yeah, she's teaching all manner of things. She's teaching Tunisian
Very
crochet
busy.
and woolly wire words.
Yes, Woolly Wild Words, what's up?
Here we are. These are Martyn's feet in little grey girl wool. Yeah.
Socks and socks.
Yeah. It's where all the cool kids are doing.
It really is.
So here's Martyn from Knit 365.
Hi.
I said hello to you very briefly last year.
You did.
In a very kind of nerdy way, like hi.
That's how I feel. Like I walk up to people like, oh my god, I watch your podcast.
But yeah, and Martyn has organised the get together.
I say
She's gone very well
organised.
Yeah.
I turned up and made people sit on chairs.
Yeah, and you did it very well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and we
very
had
well.
pictures, because Laura said last year, can you send me the pictures from the podcasters? I was like, no, we just stood and chat for a while.
We've got lots of pictures now.
Yes, we've got lots of pictures now. Are you having a good show?
Yeah, I haven't actually really looked at much because I've spent so much time talking. But I'm going to. I'm going to get round after this.
But you're here tomorrow as well,
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Right, so you've got
yeah.
today. That's my plan. Today is mooching. Tomorrow is buying.
Yeah, but you're also employed to help at the little grey girl stall as well,
Yes.
aren't you?
Yes.
Among others.
No, just Gem. Well, I'm kind of understudy, so we're like, I'm helping Gem, and then if someone else needs a hand, I'll go in. But no employment. It's volunteering.
Volunteering, free labour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm Gemma's driver.
Yeah, right. Yes. Super.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Martyn's you'll know, but 365, Knit 365.
Knit 365.
Yeah.
Come and
Oh, the Welsh channel.
All the Welsh Town on Instagram. Yeah.
We've got a newbie podcast. Well, not that new, since October.
Yeah.
So this is a Cornish Stitcher.
Yeah.
Vanessa.
Hi.
Yeah, so she's got a few videos out from last year, and you did Vlogmas.
Yeah, I did Vlogmas, so I really enjoyed Vlogmas, so that was really good.
And she's come all the way out from Cornwall, which is amazing.
Long drive.
Yeah, how long does it take?
I think it took about 7 hours. With a stop, so 6 hours plus a stop, The long drive.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it was really worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Amazing show, I think.
Yeah.
Part of Yarndale, totally. So,
What did you say, better than Yarndale? On par. Oh, right.
Yes.
That was my hearing.
Yes, on par, but I really love it. It's we will be back next year, definitely.
Yeah,
We've already
yeah.
said, right, that's it, and it's on my husband's birthday next year, so...
Oh, happy birthday to him.
Yeah. He said, I'll come instead. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
He might get an honorary lanyard.
he might,
as well.
he hasn't featured yet. He's not brave enough.
And then we've got beside you, who started at the same time, Bell and Stitch. My arm's not long enough.
No.
I didn't catch your name. Belinda from Bell and Stitch, and you're the same. You started the end of last year.
Yes. Then done Vlogmas.
So I'm going to link it. Yeah. And I like your. Is that
Thank you.
Is that a Whitmore?
Whitmore? Yeah.
It's my second jumper.
Yeah.
I've done the binoculars and I had to go at this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like the binoculars. Yeah. So. Oh, sorry. My arm's not long enough. That would be better. I'll link everyone underneath. So I'm sure you've probably heard of Little Workman Crafts, but here we are together at the podcast.
I know, finally meeting.
Yeah,
Finally
I could have sworn we met before.
No, I didn't come till the Sundays.
Maybe you just seem familiar because I see you on the telly.
She probably heard me, as you know I'm loud.
And you're knitting away on. Oh no, you're crocheting.
Crochet in a blanket.
Oh, nice granny square.
Yeah, for Elmo, my cat.
For the cat.
Yeah, for his birthday in June.
Oh, I love that. Oh, happy birthday, Elmo, in June.
Yeah, Elmo, bless him. It's a good day though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, brilliant. I have not looked at anything because all I've done is chat to people. But I will.
Yeah.
I think I've just said that about 30 times now, going
Oh dear me. Oh well, you better move over to her.
yeah. Funny do make.
Hello. Oh, what's that on my face?
Oh, it's
fine.
it's something on my. I don't know how
camera setting.
Hang on.
It's fine.
Hang on. We'll look at Martyn's feet while we turn this. Yeah.
That was good.
There we go.
Oh,
there's still something there.
But it's less like I had something on my face.
So Franny Do Makes for the Franny Do Makes. Well, obviously your name's not Franny Do Make.
No, my name's Fran. Yeah.
From the Franny Do Makes podcast.
Hello.
Wearing her jumper that she wore
my
on her
jumper.
last podcast.
It's
Which is a
lovely.
simple. What was it called? The
Cozy Classic Light by Jessie Bird.
Yeah, really nice.
It is lovely. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's very comfortable, and I'm going to make another one.
And you said it took less than 3 skeins
Less
to
than 3, about 2.5.
I like the neckline as well. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's not too high.
it's not too
Yeah. And are you having a good day?
I'm having a lovely day. I finally got a cup of tea, my first of the day, so I'm perking up.
Got the caffeine. And I've got a Diet Coke.
So rock and roll.
Yeah, living the life. This is
Philippa.
It's Philippa, but you just said it's not.
Just call me Pippa.
Pippa.
Yeah.
So
Philippa's when I'm in trouble normally.
That's like I'm Alison.
Yeah,
rather than
the
Ali.
full one, yeah.
So this is Pippa, and she's felt by Philippa. She does. She has a YouTube channel about needle felting. And look at them! Oh my goodness!
So needle felting is quite sort of a new craft, I think.
Oh,
and it's becoming more and more popular. But you take wool and you stab it with a special needle, and you get that.
You stab it with a special needle.
And if you're really cross, it's fantastic. So
the hedgehog.
So this is a hedgehog crossed with a mushroom. So he's a hedgehroom.
I'm trying to focus on it rather than us.
There you go.
There he is.
So he's Henry Hedgehroom. He's a PDF on my Etsy shop anyway.
Oh.
This one is a beginner needle felt kit. I do kits. So.
And you have a channel all about it as well.
Yeah,
and
I have
it's
a
for
channel.
beginners.
Yeah, it's for
as well.
beginners. It's absolutely free. Loads of tutorials. Just go on there and have a look and see what you think of it. But you can basically sculpt wool. It's like pottery without the mess.
Yeah, I have tried it before.
Yeah.
But I have not produced anything quite to that calibre. And she's also wearing crochet earrings as well.
Yeah, I didn't make them. And I've got some red ones as well at home. I absolutely love them. So I'm starting to crochet a bit, so I'm sort of really enjoying it. But needle felting is really different from the fact you just don't have to count.
No, so you can just get stuff.
Yeah, and you can pull stuff off. Yeah. If it goes wrong, you pull stuff off. So it's really, really forgiving. So I definitely recommend it as a beginner craft for people to try. So
what would you say if you needed just like 1 or 2 tools to get started? What would you recommend?
Good
what
needles.
Would you recommend?
Yeah, go to my shop and have a look at my kits.
Yeah, I'll link it under.
Good needles, not the cheap ones off Amazon. And I say good needles, but they're only about 80p or a pound for one good needle. So you buy 3 or 4 because you always break needles in the beginning. And carded wool.
Carded wool.
So just personally, I would go and look for a kit on an Etsy shop that is dedicated to felting. Choose something that you want to do, like you want to make a rabbit or a robin or something like that, and then you'll get everything set in the kit. So it's probably the easiest way to start.
Brilliant. You make me want to try it again, actually, because I remember I loved it.
Yeah.
And then it was another thing that fell by the wayside.
Really addictive, but then a lot of these crafts are quite addictive, aren't they? But definitely recommend it.
And how long has it taken you to get to that kind of standard?
These guys are sort of my beginner ones.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. But I have been doing it for about 6 or 7 years now. So I sort of used to do custom horses for people.
Wow. What, to match
of their horse,
yeah.
And sometimes you'd use a bit of the horse hair in the tail and things like that.
That's so lovely.
And I do Highland cows, sheep. Those are my sort of main favourites.
Brilliant. Thank you. I will link all of the places underneath.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's a reason why I'm not a professional interviewer. I think Graham Norton's job is safe. But I hope you enjoyed meeting all the lovely podcasters. This is Dina's Home of Crafts. She sells such beautiful yarn. Look at these rich green colours. Under the olive tree knits is Gem, and she sells hand-dyed yarn, knitting patterns, kits, accessories, and so on. She has so many gorgeous shawl patterns. Here's just a few samples. And the name is actually inspired by their favourite Greek island.
Oh, that's an earworm now, that's stuck in my head. What are you doing to my hair?
Wensleydale long wool, selling worsted spun yarn from the Wensleydale sheep in an array of absolutely gorgeous colours. I think I look at this lichen colour every time I film their stall. I think that's telling me something, isn't it? They've also got a bricks and mortar shop in Leyburn in North Yorkshire. All wool that ends wool, bright and bold, hand-dyed yarn and fabulous self-striping. Dan and I had a very nice time looking at all of these. Oh yeah, that's nice, isn't it? On Catine Biag. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Cat-related crafty accessories, yarn and knitting patterns. I just love that sunsetty bit above the cats. Treble Maker Designs is a sweet shop-like array of quirky stitch markers. I'm really annoyed at myself editing this actually, because I was filming this and I neglected to see just there, just next to the avocados in the background, behind the cute little kitty in a basket, they had croissants and bread. Lovely Ellie. This is the Woolly Tangle, and this is one of those editing regrets. Why? Oh, why did I not buy this bag? It is everything perfect that a bag should be. Why didn't I buy it? Their website says they believe in the healing powers of craft to de-stress and calm. How true is that? And their hand-dyed yarn is inspired by the calming colours of the natural landscape around them. Can you guess where I am now? There's lovely Dargor. Yes, it's stitched by Mrs. D, and in a minute you're going to see the absolutely terrifying Pauline. There she is. I found Paula, and stitched by Mrs. D. With her
Hello everyone.
With her special favourite.
Yes, a little bit awkward. Thank you very much. Are you having a... Oh no, I don't know why I'm interviewing you.
Are you having a nice time?
Yes, I'm having a lovely time.
Yeah.
If you come next year, I'd recommend going to the toilet because there's plenty of them and they're clean and sparse. No, not sparse.
Spick and span.
Yes.
And there are mirrors in the disabled loos.
Which we found out from James.
From James. Yeah. So there you go, it's a top tip.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, lovely Paula. I really put her on the spot there, putting a camera in her face, and she did brilliantly with some top toilet tips. So here is Coastal Colours. I was a magpie for these sparkly lace weight yarn cakes. The light at this show is amazing for sparkly yarns. Blue Fern Yarns, lovely Shannon, with her gorgeous hand-dyed yarns. Lovely to see Shannon as always and have a lovely chat with her. And here is Vicky Brown Designs with her gorgeous hand-dyed yarn and crochet sock patterns. And next door to her is her sister at Stitcher's Tees with an amazing collection of bags and t-shirts and accessories to advertise your craft allegiance. Yarnivore. Henny Penny Makes from beautiful Scotland. Lovely Erin and her partner. Oh, that orange. It looks like fire. I love these kits that she's put together for patterns from Lisa Ross. And she's put the names of the patterns on the box that they would work with. It's a really good idea. Oh my goodness, that orange in that hat kit. Hat kits with chunky yarn, pattern and pom-pom. Perfect. Oh, here we go. Fangirl time. James Makes Yarn was the hardest one to be restrained at, especially with his new Beanie Baby yarn right there in front of me. Imagine a jumper made entirely out of this yarn. Have a look at the sample that I show you in a second. Can you not see that as a jumper? Oh, it would be beautiful. And this here is his bubblegum socks pattern. I told you you'd like this. I'm here with James. Oh, I had to go up.
Hello.
James makes yarn with capital letters.
With capitals.
And we've just made a pact.
We've done.
Yeah,
Yes.
so both of us have been a bit useless at spinning with our nanos.
Yes.
So at the Southern Wool Show, we're going to swap a little mini skein of spun yarn.
Yes.
So now we have to do it.
So we have to get our wheels out, we have
Yeah.
to spin a little skein of yarn, and we're going to swap them.
We're going to swap them at the Southern Wool Show.
So,
Hold us to it.
yes.
Yeah.
It's on camera now.
Even if we're doing it the night before.
That's it, it's on camera, we've said it.
Yeah.
Official.
Yeah.
See you in September.
See you in September. Watch this space. Just wanted to give you a little bit of a very quick view of things I was given today. I was also given a pattern, which you'll see in future. But look, I've got this gorgeous little angel stitch marker from Lynn. Lynn from the comments. That was so nice of her. And then we met Nancy all the way from Maine in the US. And she said she actually picked this up for me at a yarn show a couple of years ago. And then because she knew she was coming to this show and she thought, oh, Ellie might come. I'll bring it on the off chance. And we bumped into her. It was amazing. And it's a kit for a little lobster bag. It says lobster bag with CC2 Cove. Look at these colours. I will show you a total yarn show haul in better light. Nash Island wool and yarn lobster bag. And then I met the lovely James and was given 2 gorgeous bags as giveaways. Look at these. They are so lovely. And he actually gave me one as well, which I adore. But it's in my bag ready to take down to the bar with my sock project in it because I put it into immediate use. But I will show you properly in better light because I really want to show them off to their justice. And I'll open it up and show you the shape of them and everything. We've had a brilliant first day. We can now film Dan because he's no longer in his pants. He's just had a shower.
I've had a shower just to freshen up.
And I'll do a quick room tour. So here's Dan. Here's my scarf hanging up.
Let's do the room tour. Follow my hand, everybody.
Hang on. Bed. And there we are. That is the room. So it's small but perfectly formed, all we need for a decent night's sleep, or so Lenny Henry says, because he is the ambassador for Premier Inn. Yeah. I've already checked the sheets. They are fine, passable. I'm happy with them. Got my cardigan for tomorrow. This is what I'm wearing today. I went brave with cropped, but I have got a vest on. Let's move this out the way and we'll do a little outfit of the day. So I've got my jeans on and a vest. And then I've got this sort of cropped knitted top, which I'm sorry to say is from Apricot, which is a shop at Bluewater. But it's really pretty and I just really like the colour and yeah, I've enjoyed wearing it. I haven't looked weird, have I?
No, not at all. Well, we're no weirder than usual.
No weirder than usual is fine. And then tomorrow I've got my hand knit featherweight cardigan using Third Vault yarns. 3 different colours of Third Vault yarns. I love this, I wear it all the time. We have a yarn show view from our hotel room. Good morning. It is day 2 of the East Anglia Yarn Festival. We've had our breakfast. Dan's there. He's feeling a bit. He didn't have a good night's sleep, did you, Dan?
I did not know, unfortunately.
We had a sore tummy. So, yeah, so he's a bit tired. He's watching Match of the Day. Match of the Day. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm going to sit and do some crochet. I'm just going to shut the double glazing thing, get rid of the noise of the road. It was very comfortable in our bed last night. The breakfast was okay, not as nice as a Holiday Inn, I feel like I'm a bit of a connoisseur of hotels recently. I'm taking Lilia all over the place for her university auditions. So I'm going to sit and work on my weekender blanket for a bit. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. So we've got plenty of time to just rest and chill before we go and do the second day. Woohoo. Woohoo. We have a new friend that was presented to me at dinner last night by my lovely friend Kate. She made me an emotional support chicken, and I knew that the emotional support chicken would be presented. So in advance we started to think of names, and it was Lilia actually that came up with the name. This is Henela Bonham Carter. I'm quite tempted to take her in with me just under my arm to the yarn show today. What do you think?
I think in any other situation that would be a weird thing to do, but today nobody would batter an eyelid.
No, that's true. I might just leave her here for people to see. Because, yeah, so this is Henela. It's about 10:10 and we're just in the car park now.
I think we should go and get in the queue because people are queuing and I don't want to be stuck outside for ages.
No one, there's only 2 brave people over there. Look, we're so keen that we're first in the queue. Look.
Yeah.
It took about 20 minutes to get in the door yesterday and we don't want to waste any time today.
Yeah.
The little tea and coffee van's not open yet, but the waffle van is.
Well, the waffle van is selling coffee though,
Oh.
I don't want a coffee though.
So here we go for day 2. This in the entrance foyer is Folk Yarn. It is brand new from the show organiser Laura, also known as the Lonely Knitter. It is a local East Anglian yarn, and I believe this is going to be a Kickstarter venture. But I'm not sure there's any more information at the moment. But as soon as there is, I will make sure to share it on the next podcast or video or somewhere. These beautiful samples, some of which were made by my lovely friend Ellie, really showcases the yarn beautifully. Giddy yarns at last. This is lovely Helen, who I have followed for years. She does some fantastic book-themed yarn clubs, and she is based in Scotland. This is her Storm's End cowl, which is a knitted pattern, and that one to the right is the Giddy Quinn cowl, which is a crochet pattern by Sophie Herden. Allium Threads is naturally dyed yarn, kits, patterns, and so on. I absolutely love the chicken tea cozy. This was the first time I've seen Peyton and daughter at show, and they were so lovely to talk to. Such an interesting couple. They're from East Sussex. They sell beautiful, naturally plant-dyed British wool and kits and patterns and some hand spun as well. And it's always nice when you're filming to realise that your nails match the yarn. They also run teaching events for heritage crafts such as hand spinning. So this is Fae Folk Fibres, which is yarn inspired by folk tales, myths and legends. So that's kind of one part of the stall. And then the other part of the stall is Felt Fusion, which are beautifully bright colours. And Dan was particularly drawn to these zebra ones, which I can see why. They are so lovely. Snot cake. This one though, Whoville, this is called. So gorgeous, so bold, so Christmassy. That is another editing regret. Why did I not buy that? This is another new one for me. This is Alex Collins' design. She sells hand-printed, handmade project bags using organic cotton. Alex also has a knitting podcast, so I'll tag her in the description. But all of the prints you see here on the fabric are actually designed and hand-printed by Alex herself.
I do the illustrations, and then I have screens made. Yeah,
And those are her everyday diamond socks that you can see there. Victoria Marchant Knits. This was such a lovely place to stop. We had a long chat with Victoria about her size inclusive design and her mix and match sizing. She was so interesting, so welcoming and so inclusive in so many ways. The orange design you can see that's also she's holding up in red is the Belfort. It comes in 10 body sizes that you can mix and match with different arm sizes as well. This is her foundation sweater, which is completely made with minis, scraps and minis. It's just such a good idea for Advent yarns. Again, it's a mix and match body size with sleeve size. Here's Dan having a go at sock cranking at the Ducky Darlings stall. This is Hayley and her husband and their beautiful yarn. I know I'm saying that about everyone, but it's just because it's true. And this is one of their sister sets where you get 50 grams each of 2 complementary yarns, so you could get 2 pairs of socks out of it. It's such a good idea. I love them. Yarn Unique are hand-dyed yarns, yarn clubs, and a beautiful hand-dyed chunky yarn. Really lovely colours here, and I love this really rich pink. The Camel's yarn from Cornwall is Hannah. It is yarn inspired by her Cornish roots, and for every order on her website, a percentage is donated to Eden Reforestation Projects to help plant trees. They're such lovely, earthy, natural, inspired colours. It's just a really lovely stall. And some really lovely samples as well. Look at that. The laminate wrap. Okay, this is the only footage I successfully recorded at the corner of craft as I turned my camera recording off accidentally instead of on. But I do have a lovely purchase to share with you shortly. So stay tuned for that. Make and Fable. I was determined to get here and I'm so glad I did. Emma, who runs the store, was off teaching a workshop, but her store helpers did a grand job of helping me find what I wanted, so I will share that with you at the end. And here is the Yarn Badger, gorgeous self-striping yarn and accessories. Always a really lovely stall to browse and look at. And in case you're wondering, Dan's favourite were the second ones from the left there, the green and orange. Back at Eden Cottage Yarns to get some Yarnlings. This was too much fun. I could have bought all of them. And then we had a little stop by this place, the Multipom, that I've kind of just sort of circumnavigated and not really stopped at previous shows. I might have bought one. The left hookery was an almost purchase. The feel of the cord just scratches a sensory itch for me and I love it. And again, I'm filled with regret. I would love one of these baskets. I would have needed to buy 2 hanks of the cord, though, to get the size that I wanted. And of course, I always have to stop by to say hello to Jo at Pickle Lily and her lovely handmade things. She's got some lovely Easter-themed things here. Yeah, it's a really, really nice. And even a little Notions Lucky Dip, one of which may have come home with me. And on my way out, I met Hattie, and she very kindly let me film her beautiful Babbling Brook wrap, which is a pattern by Blue Fern Yarns, and hers is made using Advent yarns from Green Lampkin Yarns. And that was it. That's the end of day 2, and it was time to drive home in the rain. It is a few days later. I have almost recovered from the excitement that was the weekend at the East Anglia Yarn Festival. Here is my show programme, my little memento, and I am giving myself, where's my timer, 4 minutes to try and cover everything so that I don't make this vlog too long. So I said to you that I was going to film Becky Mundy artist. I didn't, and that was because I went to their stall 3, maybe 4 times, and every time they were inundated. I couldn't get in there, which is fantastic for Becky. not so fantastic for me, but hopefully I'll see them at a future show and you can look them up on Instagram. I also didn't get to see Magical Yarns, the Yarn Whisperer, Yarn Tings, the little grey girl, although I'm sure that Martyn at 365, who was helping on that store, had plenty of footage from there if you want to go over to his channel. And so many other vendors that I didn't see. There were so many there, I only saw a very small portion, and thank you to everybody that spoke to me on the stalls and who let me film and were just wonderful to speak about the things they were selling and doing and so on. And I hope I've included plenty of information for you. I just wanted to share some of the things that came home with me. So I mentioned the lovely bags from James. He's given me 2 for giveaways, which you can see much better in this light. And they're all quilted and so beautiful, and they're such a lovely shape. Look. Oh, I just love them so much. I love the way they fold up. So these are for giveaways, these 2, but he gave me the most precious one as a present as well. So there's his little tag. Hooray for James. And these are all leftover bits of fabric from, and I think he said it was an Alice quilt he was making. And they're all Alice themed. And he knows I love Alice in Wonderland, so he's made this for me. I immediately put my sock project in it, immediately. So I've got my drippity drop socks are going to live in here now. And look at the lining. So thank you, James. It was so lovely to meet you. You came along to the podcasters meetup when I was running around frantically talking to people, and it was just so lovely to sit and talk to you and to be able to give you a hug, and I will treasure this. I love it so much. Oh, I just love it. I'm going to pop it down there so I can work on those later. Other gifts that you saw earlier, just to show you in the light, this is the lobster bag Nash Island yarn from Nancy. Just gorgeous colours, gorgeous feel to that. You saw that earlier. And my little angel stitch marker from Lynn. And then in the queue on the second day to get in, I had lovely Emma stopped me and she gave me this beautiful card which you can plant. It's seed paper, got beautiful chickens, and I love that there's 2 because we lost our lovely Cloud. And yeah, so we've got our 2 little chickens there, and she made me an Alice bag. People are so thoughtful. Look at this, it's got the Disney Alice. And on the inside, it's got a black and white Alice in Wonderland lining. Look at that. It's got a little D-ring for stitch markers. Oh, I love it so much. Thank you, Emma. I will treasure that. I'm going to put the card inside it. There we go. I'm going really fast. I bought a Multipom. I was hoping to have used it to show you some of my pom-pom making. But I haven't had a chance yet, but I was just sold. She did such a good job of convincing me I needed one of these, and I want to make myself another pom-pom Christmas tree, so watch this space. I also bought my macrame kit, which is 3 is the magic number by Make and Fable. It's a macrame bracelet kit. I'm not even halfway done and that's already gone off. Oh well. So yeah, you can choose the colours on the store, and I went for yellow obviously, and you get the beads and the instructions and all the cord that you need to get started with making 3 macrame bracelets. So I'm very excited to do that. Lovely Stevie at the Curated Yarn Company gave me some yarn for a giveaway, and together we worked out which one to get. So we've gone for Angelique, it's a colourway name, because it's the one that looks most like Raspberry Ripple. Raspberry Ripple ice cream, and I'm going to use this as a prize for what I'm going to call the Summer Sweetness make along this year. So last year it was called the Strawberry Shortcake make along, but I wanted to kind of widen the focus of it a bit. So I'll talk about that as we come nearer to it, but it's going to be called the Summer Sweetness make along. I also got myself some Yarnlings from Eden Cottage Yarns. They were so lovely to talk to. So you can just see them in there, nestling at the bottom of the bag. You can put them all on the tray and make sure you are happy with all the colours. I haven't weighed them yet, so I don't know what they're going to be enough for. I'm hoping I might be able to get some stripy, scrappy socks out of them. And then Dan, as it was Mother's Day on day 2, treated me from the corner of craft to one of her fabulous beaded stitch markers. It was between this strawberry and the lemon, but the strawberry won because it was a little bit smaller and I thought I'd use it more. So thank you, Dan, for my Mother's Day present. I also got a pattern from Sue Dale from the comments. She gave me the emotional support chicken pattern. I'm going to be very honest and say that this is the second time I've been given this pattern, so I have 2 now. But Sue, I'm giving this one to my mum because I think she'll really enjoy making a chicken. So this is going to mum, and then I've got the electronic version myself as well. So thank you so much for that. And she gave me this lovely little card here as well. Look at that. So lovely. It was just lovely to see you as always, Sue. And then from my friend Emma, she has also given me a prize way in advance for the Strictly Sock Along. So I will share that later on the podcast. So she was very organised, and I bought this gorgeous yarn from Emma. I'm not going to show you the name. I bought it because it's a very precious name to me, but I know that she's going to be doing a different version of this, so you probably won't be able to get this version. So I'm just going to say that there will be another version similar, but not quite the same. It's from my lovely friend Emma, and yeah, this is a very precious purchase. I also picked up from Jo at Pickle Lily one of her little sock sack bags. I've got one of these already and I use it all the time. My one's got little woodland creatures on. It's kind of very autumnal, whereas this one I thought was very spring-like and Easter-like. And being Jo, she said, well, why don't you take another one? It'll match the raspberry ripple yarn, and then you can do it as a little giveaway bundle. And as ever, she's right. So that is going to be one of the little prizes for, well, not little, one of the wonderful prizes for the Summer Sweetness now. And I also got one of her lucky dips, her Notions lucky dips. So I thought I'd save it to open now, but I'm regretting it because I'm conscious that I need to be going quickly. Oh, it's so cute. So you get a little pouch. Mine's got houses on it and some washing on the line. Oh, and there's a little stitch. Oh, look, little kitty stitch marker. What have we got inside? Oh, smells good. Oh, you get gorgeous, lavender bags. Look, I've got rockets. Oh, I love that, and a little blue one. I'm going to put one immediately in my Hooray for James bag. He doesn't sell these, unfortunately. They're just a hobby. But he said he might do in the future. And then, almost there, I bought for each of the girls from Treble Maker Designs, where you saw me looking at stitch markers. I got them each one of their Heartstopper themed stitch markers so that they can put them on their bags or pencil cases or so on. So I thought they were really lovely. So, and it was Flick Merrison. Thank you for pointing those out to me so that I knew to go and get them. I collected all 4 of my folk badges for the Crafty Bird, Castle View Yarns, the Fibre Fox and Curated Yarn Company, and that earned me my I Squished folk badge. So much fun doing a treasure hunt as an adult, because as an adult you don't really get to do those kind of fun things. And then when we went for dinner on Saturday night, my lovely friend Kate brought to me Helena, who you would have seen earlier in this video. So here she is. But what you didn't see was she arrived in a gift bag, and the gift bag had a nest in it, and the nest had 4 eggs. But the eggs were chocolate Kinder eggs. And funnily enough, they've all gone. And that concludes the East Anglia Yarn Festival. I hope you've enjoyed this whirlwind tour around what is a really huge and delightful festival of yarn and craftiness. Thank you to absolutely everybody that came up and said hello to me. Sorry if I was awkward and embarrassing. And I will see you again next week for a Making Week vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you were there, what you bought, what your next yarn show is going to be if you're not able to get to that one or you're not in this country. And hello to Dee and Sally from Boston. You were delightful to meet and I hope you enjoyed your trip. I'll see you again very soon. Until next time, everybody, happy knitting, happy crocheting. Bye.